Hi, I'm Benno. I'm an, you could say, aspiring researcher in AI, and I want to work on language grounding the next years. Currently, I'm preparing for my PhD, and of course, preparing for a PhD involves learning how to read papers effectively, how to get the gist out of it, how to see what is useful for your own research and interests. This is an important skill. And of course, one aspect to this skill is like learning how to read a paper thoroughly in detail for many hours and study everything in it. And for this, many channels here on YouTube, for example, already exist to support you, like Yannick Kilcher, for example, or also AI Coffee Break. But there's also another aspect, which is many people say, or you often hear as a young researcher, it's also important to be able to read a paper very quickly and just scan it in like a very short amount of time to see whether it's actually useful before you dive right in and spend several hours. Some people even say it's worth more reading 20 papers just shallow than one paper in detail. And there are of course some typical techniques to do this. First read the abstract, a bit of the introduction maybe, then go to the conclusions, and on the way also look at some figures and maybe some numbers. And if you like that, you can dive deeper. So in order to learn that skill and sort of get also an overview more of what I want to research and what might be interesting for me, I set myself a challenge, or sort of a challenge, to practice that skill. And for now, my idea is to sit down every Sunday, hopefully, and read 20 papers in 100 minutes. So this will be 100 very stressful minutes, I guess. And in those 5 minutes per paper, I will try to get the main idea and what interests me personally, the most interesting points maybe to it. So of course this is somewhat subjective, and also I might get some things wrong because I'm in a rush, sort of. So already apologies to the authors in advance. And I will also try to be very strict with the time. So if the 5 minutes are up, I try to look at my phone. Then I'll have to move on in order to practice sort of like being very efficient and learn how to quickly go through it. In general, the papers I will cover are broadly related to language grounding, but some might also be more general and just generally traditional influential papers. Or some might even be from cognitive science or philosophy. So this series, or this watching me do this challenge, might be useful for you if you want to get a quick, shallow overview of like language grounding while doing your dishes, or just in the evening when you're too lazy to go through it. You can listen to me go through it on a shallow way. Or it might just be fun if you want to see me like doing this challenge, being in a stressful sort of environment. So without further ado, let's start the challenge.